What's up, collectors and Transformers enthusiasts? Today I'm going to finally be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 72 Voyager Starscream from the movie Transformers Bumblebee. Taking a really quick look at the packaging, we get a nice Transformers logo on the side, Studio Series Bumblebee at the bottom. We got an awesome image of Starscream and a nice display of the figure itself. On the side of the packaging, we got that same image from an up close logo of the Studio Series 72 on the top. And on the back of the packaging, we get a catcher roll mode, and this time Cybertronian jet mode, I guess, with 31 steps, the new Transformer, as well as the background here. And on the other side of the packaging, we got, the same image, but on a further look so you can appreciate more of the image itself. And it has the Autobot logo. This should be Decepticon, so I don't know about that, but Transformers Bumblebee on the top. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing, so without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers Studio Series 72 Voyager Starscream from the movie Transformers Bumblebee in hand and out of the packaging. And oh my god, man, this dude is amazing. As you can see, super accurate to the movie representation, the sculpted in detail, the paint distribution, everything is just amazing. It blows my mind. Starting off with the weapon that he brings, as you can see, he brings his blaster, and oh my god, not that bad. For the sculpted in detail, it looks fantastic, and just you can see that it's glossy all over the place. The paint distribution is done really well, and I have no paint drips whatsoever, so that's always a plus. Giving you a 360 degrees so you can appreciate that. As you can see, no paint drips whatsoever, and it looks exactly the same as the Blitzwing, but it's not. It's a lot more bigger. As you can see, the Blitzwing is a lot more smaller, and it has a lot of different pieces to it. As you can see, this one has a hole there on the metal, and it has a couple of new sculpted in details on the back. As you can see, this one does not have that, and if you turn it around, you can see that it has different pet ports, and this is for Starscream when he transforms into Cybertronian jet. This goes under him, so they designed a completely different mold for the Starscream, and that's not bad. And I don't know how they did it, because it kind of looks exactly the same upon first glimpse, but as you can see, it's super different, and that is always a plus. This shows that they care for the collectors, and I am super happy they did this from scratch. But this is pretty much it for the weapon. For the figure itself, you can see that it looks fantastic, super accurate to the movie representation. He just looks like he just jumped into the screen, into my display, and you can see that just the color distribution and the sculpted in detail is on point. Super accurate, and just I love the entire thing. It looks fantastic. Zooming in into the face skull so you can appreciate that menacing skull. As you can see, the red eyes look fantastic, and just the silver and that black looks just really good. And as you can see, no paint drips whatsoever on the face skull or on the entire thing, and that's always a plus for me. As you can see, just the chest area and the arms looks just fantastic. I love that silver that he has on the arm pieces here and here. It looks really good, and it kind of pops a lot. I love that. The glossy blue looks really good, and this is my favorite piece. I was hoping that this was integrated into Blitzwing, but sadly it was not. It was missing, and this was kind of like a major piece of him, because they used this to fly and move around and stuff. And I love that this piece looks really accurate, exactly the same as the movie representation. And just speaking of Blitzwing, let's go ahead and just jump right into the comparison so you guys can see the differences between both of them. As you can see, you can already tell that the wings are completely different, as well as the legs. And you can see that this section does not have the propeller, or whatever you want to call him, the engines of the jet mode. But as you can see, they look good, don't get me wrong. They look really accurate to the particular movie representation. This one's slightly less accurate, because it does not have this, and Blitzwing did have that on the movie. He uses that to kind of fight Bumblebee, and kind of wins a little bit on the fight due to the proportions that he has flying around and stuff. But as you can see, it looks really nice. For the improvement on the figure itself, you can see that this when it pegs, this section just comes with the whole thing, and on Starscream it's really stiff, and if you unpeg it, it does not bring the arms with it. And for the little wing, this unpegs a lot, and I didn't like that at all on the on his review, but on this one it does not do that. As you can see, it's really stiff. It will not unpeg itself. But with that being said, all cons aside, they look fantastic together. As you can see, really accurate to the movie representation, and they scale really well with each other. Quickly moving into the cons that I have with the figure, because unfortunately, yes, I do have a couple of cons with it. This section likes to unpeg a lot, and on my particular copy is only this one. This is stiff, and this is just, as you can see, just unpegs really easily. And on transformation, it becomes a pain, and if you're touching it, moving it, playing with it, any contact with this is gonna unpeg it. And I have seen a couple of copies that both of them are like that, so beware of that. And for my second con, it's this section on transformation. This becomes really sketchy, and it can break really easily. I did not know that, and before this review I tried to transform every figure back and forward, so I can get the transformation quicker and smoother. But this section right here, it has a couple of stretch marks already. Let me try to zoom in so you can appreciate that. As you can see, there's a lot lighter side of blue, that is the stretch mark, and I have them on both sides, and that's honestly just unfortunately I do not like that at all. And that is not the only sketchy part. This is sketchy, you know, both of them are. This section right here is sketchy as well, and on the back the cone head is sketchy as well. So there are a couple of pieces that on transformation are sketchy, and this is stiff as well. You can break this really easily. So just this entire thing is sketchy on transformation. So if you're planning on getting Starscream, beware that if you are one of those collectors that like to transform their figures back and forward, this is not the figure for that. This is the figure to just put it on a particular pose, on a particular mode, and just display that way and leave it that way. But other than that, the figure itself is just fantastic, and it's still worth 100% picking this guy out. Moving on into the comparison, so you guys can see how he scales and how he looks with the rest of the Decepticons from the movie Transformers Bumblebee. Here is Dropkick and Shadow, so you guys can see how they look together. They look fantastic. As you can see, I don't know if this is accurate to the movie representation. I don't know if the scale is, you know, accurate at all, because we never saw them together on the movie. But as you can see, they look fantastic. The skeleton in detail of each individual figure is off the charts. But as you can see, that's pretty much it for them. Let's go ahead and move on to Bliss. When you kind of saw him on the beginning of the video, but you know, for another comparison, let's go ahead and bring Dropkick so you guys can see, you know, how they all look together, and they look fantastic, honestly. Again, I don't know if this is accurate to the movie representation, because we never saw each one together, but they look really good, you know, together as figures. Let's go ahead and move on to the Autobots. Let's go ahead and bring Clip Jumper. As you can see, really nice. He is supposed to be small, and he is, so that's accurate. I'm gonna take that. And as you can see, there's this Bumblebee, so you guys can see, you know, how they all look together. If you're interested in knowing, you know, my opinion on Bumblebee, I'm gonna leave you the video on the description down below, as well as in the upper corner of this video. But this is pretty much it for these. Let's go ahead and finally move on to Jib Bumblebee, so you guys can see, you know, how they look together, and move to Optimus Prime, so you guys can see, you know, how they all look together. And the scale on Optimus and Starscream is fantastic. You saw Optimus fighting a couple of Seekers on the movie, and the scale is super nice, really accurate to the movie representation. But with that being said, this is pretty much it for the comparison. For the articulation, he's rocking some nice articulation. That's always good to have on figures like this. The head is on a Voyager, and you can go ahead and give it the old 360 degrees. For the arms, it can extend about that far, and about that far. To this backpack, you can go ahead and give it the old 360 degrees as well. He has a swivel on the upper section of the arm, and you can go ahead and give it more than a 90 bend on the elbow. No swivel on the hands, but you know, that's not bad at all. And he has a swivel, or a mini swivel on the waist. You can see just a little bit, and it's behind this red piece right here. For the splits, he does a really nice split, so you can see not bad at all. And he can extend the legs about that far, and only about that far due to the backpack, but I'll take it. He has an upper swivel on the legs as well, and you can go ahead and give it a 90 bend on the knee, so that's not bad at all. And he also has some ankle pivoting, but as you can see, for the articulation, it's not bad at all. You can do some awesome poses with this guy, and I'll take that. Moving on into the transformation, I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I do not like the transformation at all. I'm not gonna enjoy this whatsoever. But moving on, let's go ahead and unpack the nut reds like so. You want to go ahead and rotate the wings like that, and kind of reveal the hidden wing like so. Compress it, and do the same on the other side. Go ahead and rotate it, reveal the hidden one, and compress it. Move on to the hands. Go ahead and hide those like that. Go ahead and rotate the arms like so. It's the same on the other side. And after that, go ahead and tuck those pieces into place like so, and go ahead and move on to this section. This is a sketchy part, so go ahead and be really careful with it, but beware, it can break really easily. Go ahead and rotate this piece, put that there like so, and afterwards you want to go ahead and rotate the legs like so. After that, you want to go ahead and rotate this part like so. This is gonna stay there, and this is gonna rotate backwards like so. Do the same on the other side. Do that, rotate this like so, and reveal this mini piece right here. Beware, again, this can break really easily, so be really gentle with this section. So after that, pretty much forget about that section. Go ahead and move on to the upper section like so. Go ahead and rotate this piece like that, and pretty much kind of tuck, you know, the wings like so they don't get in the way. You want to go ahead and rotate this entire piece like so. And after that, you want to go ahead and reveal the you know, the front of the Cybertronian jet. Go ahead and peg it in like so. After that, pretty much everything. It's just putting, you know, the pieces into place. Go ahead and focus on this area. Go ahead and rotate this tiny little piece like so, and go ahead and focus on the back. You want to go ahead and put this section kind of in the middle. It does not go anywhere or break anywhere, it just stays there. So put it on position and then peg this section right here. After that, go ahead and focus on the back section. This are 2 pegs, one here and one there. You want to go ahead and kind of compress that. It's really sketchy and you don't see anything pretty much. So take your time again, but you want to go ahead and secure those pieces. Let me see if I can do it you know, without breaking anything. So go ahead and yeah, they're pegged. So after that, go ahead and secure every piece that, you know, unpegged itself, like on my particular case. After that, you want to go ahead and make sure that this section is flush. Go ahead and tuck that there, and kind of, you know, these 2 pieces do not peg. They just go and hug each other like so, like that. After that, go ahead and move to the down section. For this is the other sketchy part, and again, this just unpegs a lot. So go ahead and remove the wings like so they don't get on the way. And the last step is technically to unpeg this section, you know, the last sketchy step, and this is really stiff. You have to really, you know, force it into you know, unpegging, and it's just, it can break really easily. Again, another sketchy part. Do the same on the other side, do some force to it, and when it unpegs, what you want to do is to rotate it to this section and kind of, you know, hide it like so. Do the same on the other side. Hide it like so, rotate it, and after that, go ahead and kind of, you know, tuck this underneath. Do the same on the other side, tuck this piece underneath like so. Pretty much they're gonna just stay there like that. And after that, go ahead and you know, peg these 2 pieces like so. This is where the blaster is gonna be in this section and on these 2 pieces. And after that, go ahead and kind of put the wings on position like so, and do the same on the other side. If you're anything like me and you got, you know, these pieces that like to unpeg themselves, go ahead and put them back into position. As you can see, it's turning really nice indeed. And the last step you want to do on the transformation is to peg the blaster. After that, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and peg the blaster like so, and peg you know, the null reds, one on each side. There you go, and peg the other one on the opposite side. And again, just, I do not like the transformation whatsoever, but when you're finally done, there you have him on his awesome, and I do mean awesome looking Cybertronian jet mode. For the Cybertronian jet mode, you can appreciate that same sculpted in detail that he has on the robot mode. It translates really well, as well as the paint distribution. You can see that it looks fantastic. There are a couple of collectors that don't like this mode. I honestly don't mind it. It looks really unique. I love it, honestly. Just the look, it's just fantastic in my opinion, and I love how the weapon is integrated into the jet mode itself. For the robot mode, it honestly sucks, but you know, this was just for the vehicle mode. In my opinion, they really focus on the jet, but as you can see, it just looks fantastic. It's just sculpted in detail, looks great, and no painters whatsoever on the entire jet mode. I only have a couple of stretch marks here and there, and again, this figure is just sketchy all over the place to transform back and forward. And as you can see, this section right here is stretch mark. Let me see if I can zoom in the camera. I can catch that, but as you can see, I have a stretch mark there, and this is just, you know, this motion right here, it causes that to you know, give it a stretch mark. And this can break really easily. It's just, again, just a figure all over the place. Has a couple of sketchy pieces that you can break really easily. This one is one of them, and that is another one. And you saw me on the transformation. It's honestly a pain in the you-know-where to transform this guy back and forward. I honestly do not like it at all. As soon as I'm done with this video, this guy is never gonna come back to the Cybertronian jet mode. I'm gonna leave it on the robot mode, because that was, you know, the scene that we saw the most, and it was only a couple of seconds. So, you know, I can honestly do not tell that this is 100% accurate. I have a couple of pictures, but honestly, I don't know. But for the Cybertronian jet mode, as you can tell, it looks really unique, and I like that. For our comparisons, you guys can see how he scales, how he looks to the rest of the Cybertronian cast from the movie Transformers Bumblebee. Here is Bumblebee, and as you can see, they look really nice. Let me go ahead and get the camera just a little bit down so you guys can appreciate, you know, the scale between both of them. They look really nice, and you know, Clip Jumper is technically the same, but if you want to, you know how they look together, this is how they look together. Unfortunately, I don't have any other, or we don't have any other, you know, Cybertronian vehicles at this moment. So let's go ahead and compare Shatter here, and as you can see, she looks really nice next to Starscream, and honestly I dig it. And for Dropkick, this is how they look together. They look fantastic, not that bad at all. And finally, you know, for another kind of Cybertronian jet mode, we have Thundercracker from the Siege Lines, just so you can see, you know, the similarities between both of them. They look really nice. But with that being said, this is pretty much it for the comparison. For the transformation back to Robo mode, I like to start with the little things. Go ahead and unpack the Norrids like so. Take the weapon out as well. Go ahead and put the wings on a certain position so it doesn't bother you. Go ahead and remove the arms. Peg those back on position to the same on the other side. Peg that out. And go ahead and unpack this section right there. Just forget about that piece, then turn your attention to this section. This is a sketchy part. This can break really easily, so I don't like this at all because you got to do so much first to it. Go ahead and tuck that to the very back like so, and after that you want to go ahead and unpeg these two pieces right here, and then just rotate this back into position. After that, go ahead and position this. Don't peg them in, you don't have to. Just go ahead and position those just straight like that, and that's just gonna tuck down like so. Go ahead and put that on position. Put the arms in position as well. Rotate those. The same on the other side. Reveal the hands. To the same on the other side as well. And then after that, you want to go ahead and focus on the legs. What you want to do on the legs, you want to go ahead and start just unpacking this area like so. The same on the other side. Go ahead and remove this, tuck that down as well. And after that, you want to go ahead and unpeg it, remove it, tuck that down. The same on the other area as well. After that, you want to go ahead and kind of rotate it like so, and that's gonna, you know, allow you to see more carefully on this area. Remember, this is the sketchy part, so you know, be gentle with it, and you know, be really careful with this piece. So go ahead and remove the feet out of the way and just put this on position as well. After that, you want to go ahead and focus on the wings. Take this piece, tuck that up, and rotate it upwards like so, and go ahead and tuck this out. If you're anything like me, go ahead and take the piece back and peg it in and put it on position as well. And then after that, this two pieces, you got to do a lot of force to it. This is another sketchy part. You got to really get in there and force it, you know, out like so. You see that it's just, I don't know, man, I don't like it at all. Again, go ahead and peg the Norrids back on their particular spots. One goes here and the other one goes here, and that is pretty much it for the transformation. Finally, we're done. As you can see, he's back into his awesome looking robot mode. And full disclosure, on the beginning of the video, or on the grand majority, I had this mistransform. You want to make sure that the cone is straight down and not you know, straight like that. I had it like on this area like so, and it's supposed to go straight downwards like that. If you have it like that, then on the chest area it's gonna be, you know, a lot more, you know, flusher, and it's gonna go a lot more smoother, and it's gonna look a lot more better. But with that being said, this is pretty much it for the transformation back to robot mode. And with all that being said, this is pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoy. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps you, the algorithm, and it helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get anything, any value out of my content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Studio Series 72 Voyager Starscream from the movie Transformers Bumblebee.